Hi guys, greetings of the day. Myself Raghavendra. Today we are going with the introduction to projection of solids. So first we will understand what is mean by solid. It is a 3D object having length, breadth and thickness and bounded by surfaces which may be either plane or curved or combination of the two. So in the planes what happens? It is defined by only two types of dimensions. Either it may be the length and breadth. There is no thickness, that is negligible thickness, whereas in solid all three will be there. These are classified as polyhedron and solids of evolution. We have two types of polyhedrons. The first one is a regular polyhedron. It is solid, bonded only by plane surfaces. Its faces are formed by regular polygons of same size and all dihedral angles are equal to one another. In simple words, so polyhedron, it is made up of some faces. All the faces are identical, same size and same shape. Whereas other polyhedral means when faces of a polyhedron are not formed by equal identical faces, they may be classified into prisms and pyramids. So regular polyhedron, some of the examples. The first one is tetrahedron. It is made up of 4 equal equilateral triangular faces. Next, cube. It is made up of 6 equal square faces. Octahedron, made up of 8 equal equilateral triangular faces. Dodecahedron, made up of 12 equal regular pentagonal faces. And the last one is icosahedron. It is made up of 20 equal equilateral triangular faces. So we are going to the other types of polyhedrons. In that one, first one is prism. These are polyhedron formed by two equal parallel regular polygon end faces connected by side faces, which are either rectangles or parallelograms. We'll see some different types of prisms. So you can observe these are the end faces. This is the top face, this is the bottom face. This is also called as base. These two are identical and have the same shape and size. So these end faces are connected by number of rectangles. That one only they have said. End faces connected by side faces. So these side faces are either rectangles or parallelograms. So based upon these end faces, these are classified. If the end face is a triangle, it is called as triangular prism. If it is a square, it is called as a square prism. If the end face is pentagon, it is called as pentagonal prism. Hexagon, it is called as hexagonal prism. If it is a rectangle, it is called as a rectangular prism. And the last one is oblique prism. So in oblique prism, the axis is inclined to the base. So here you can observe some of the terms, that is axis, base, base edge, rectangular face, longer face, inclined axis. We have those things as a definition. The first one is base. So base is nothing but it is the end face on which the prism rests. Next, it is the lateral faces, the vertical side faces, that is connecting two end faces, that is the rectangular faces. Base edge or shorter edge, these are the sides of the end faces. Then axis, it is the imaginary line connecting the end faces. Next one is the longer edge or the lateral edge. These are the edges connecting the respective corners of the two end faces. Right prism, a prism whose axis is perpendicular to its end face. And the last one is oblique prism, prism in which the axis is inclined to its base. Moving to the other type of polyhedron, that is pyramid. It is a polyhedron formed by a plane surface as its base and a number of triangles as its side faces, all meeting at a point called vertex or apex. Different types of pyramids. So here you can observe it is not like prisms. In prisms, top and bottom are the faces. Whereas in pyramid, only the bottom has a face, whereas the top is a point. It is called as a vertex or a apex. Depending upon the shape of the bottom face, it is divided. If the bottom face is a triangle, it is called as triangular pyramid. If it is a square, it is called as a square pyramid. Rectangle, it is called as a rectangular pyramid. If the bottom face is a pentagon, it is called as a pentagonal pyramid. Similarly, hexagonal pyramid. And vertex and the bases are connected with the help of number of triangles, whereas in prisms these are connected with the help of number of rectangle faces, that is top face and bottom face in the prisms are connected with the help of number of rectangles, whereas in pyramid vertex and the bottom faces are connected with the help of number of triangles. So some of the definitions with respect to the pyramid axis: it is the imaginary line connecting the apex and the center of the base. Inclined or slant faces, these are the inclined triangular slant faces. Next, inclined or slant or longer edges, the edges which connect the apex and the base corners. Right pyramid, when the axis of the pyramid is perpendicular to its base. And the last one is oblique pyramid, when the axis of the pyramid is inclined to its base. So these are the definitions with respect to the pyramid. Next, other type of solid, that is solids of revolution. When some of the plane figures are revolved about one of their sides, solids of revolution is generated. Examples: first one is cylinder. When a rectangle is revolved about one of its sides, the other parallel side generates a cylinder. Next, cone. When a right triangle is revolved about one of its sides, the hypotenuse of the right triangle generates a cone. And the last one is sphere. When a semicircle is revolved about one of its diameter, a sphere is generated. Next topic is visibility. To distinguish the invisible portions from the visible ones, the invisible edges of the object are shown on the orthographic views by dashed lines. See, you can observe this diagram. Here we have three different types of lines. One is continuous line. You can observe these are the continuous lines. Next one is the dotted line. This is also called as dashed line. And the last type is the chain line. This is the chain line. Depending upon the applications, the uses are different. These continuous lines we are using when the edges or lines are visible. Dotted lines we are using when the edges are invisible, that is hidden. Whereas these chain lines we are using for the axis. Now based upon this one, we have a rules of visibility. All outlines of every view are visible. The outlines of all the views are shown by continuous dark line. Next, if more than two edges or lines are coinciding, preference should be given as follows. First preference will goes to the visible edge or line. Second preference, it will goes to the hidden edge or line. Third preference, it is goes to the axis line. And the last one, it is for the projection line. Say for example, if visible edge and axis line are coinciding, say this is the visible edge or visible line, this is the axis line. If these two are coinciding, so while drawing any view or while drawing a particular view, if these two edges are coinciding or if these two lines are coinciding, means the first preference will goes to the visible edge. So visible edge is shown with the help of continuous dark line. So we have to draw continuous dark line. We should not draw it as a chain line, because first preference it will be for the visible line. So similarly, if axis line and projection lines are coinciding, the preference will goes to the axis line, not for the projection line. So axis line will be shown with the help of chain line. Similarly, like that. And the last topic, some of the important notes to solve the problem. In this one, we have the problems on solids. resting only on HP, that is horizontal plane, either on base edge or base corner. We don't have the problems resting on VP, that is vertical plane. Next, on which it is resting, same has to come towards the right side in first position, top view. In planes, usually on which it is resting, that one we consider towards the left side. But in solids, we are considering towards the right side. Next, if resting edge or axis appears to be, or top view of the axis makes an angle with respect to vertical plane, that is VP, then it is called as a non-locus problem. Similarly, if axis makes an angle with respect to VP, that is vertical plane, then it is a locus problem. Edge or corner nearer to the observer is visible, whereas away from the observer is invisible. And last one, all outer points or corners of every view are visible. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel